Well, of course, we know that the humans, all of us, we're getting really cold with just what's going on out there. But it's, of course, always really important to take care of your pets. We talk a lot about dogs and cats because that's what maybe most of us have on Delmarva. But we're going to get into that and a little bit more, maybe more of the unusual or just not as commonly seen pets. So we have an expert with us today. We have Gracie with the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Thanks so much for being here today.
Hello.
Oh, and we have a little guest too. Do you mind introducing him?
We do. This is Moose.
Moose?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to give too much about Moose away because we're going to see him on CoastLife tomorrow, but just take a look at that face. So Moose here, of course, a puppy. He has that really kind of thin coat. What do you recommend for dogs that are getting cold pretty easily, or maybe they have that shorter hair?
Yeah, we recommend shortening the time outside, whether it's a walk or in the backyard. We also will recommend if your animal is up for wearing a sweater or whatever, then that would totally work as well. And just paying attention to your dog's all around body language when outside. You might tell that their paws may become irritated or visible, shivering and things like of that nature. So.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know when my dog had that short little coat, we used to have like matching Harry Potter sweatshirts. So if like a dog will wear it, I know not all dogs love it. I know in the heat, you guys say to watch out for their pads on the pavement. Is that the same thing as the cold?
It's very similar. Their pads are extremely strong, but when it comes to that freezing, ground or ice, which can also, result in cuts on the feet. Okay. So we just want to watch it all around. So.
Okay, perfect. And cats, I know they tend to stay inside. Maybe you have an outdoor cat though. Is it time to bring the outdoor cats in? I don't even know if that's how that works. What do you recommend? Yeah,
we recommend you can make there's a lot of neat ideas for little shelters that can be made for cats and very cost efficient, things that you could buy at a thrift shop, something like of that nature, and maybe just making them somewhere that they know that they can go if they need to in maybe a snow or a freezing rain.
Perfect. And let's talk a little bit too about dogs and cats. Of course, a lot of us have them, but maybe the livestock, the chickens, if you have goats. I know nothing about that. So do they have to have a heat lamp? How does that work?
Yeah, well, I mean, if anything that's outdoor, we recommend just making sure their resources and things of that nature are, available to them and not frozen. So their water, their feed, anything like that, just making sure that they have those, that and maybe some location to just have retreat to the same.
Okay, that makes sense. I actually didn't think about that, which is I would be a terrible chicken owner. I'm like, oh, as long as they're warm, but yeah, you're right. Their water could freeze and you may not realize. So, okay. I did see something, this is sad, on social media. People were posting that their heat broke during this cold and their fish were freezing. The fish bowls themselves. What do we got to do if that happens?
Yeah, anything that has something that relies on, the power inside the house, just recommending, a backup generator, just that backup plan for heat lamps as well. I mean, anything that has, needs that source to keep them warm and well. So just a backup generator and things of that nature.
Good. Okay. Well, hopefully you're prepared with some of these, extra food, making sure their water is good, blankets, all of that good stuff. And if you aren't prepared, just take Gracie's word for it. Try to get prepared starting now so you don't run into any of those problems. Well, Gracie and Moose, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Can't wait to learn more about Moose tomorrow. Gracie will be back with Moose and Maya talking about our pet of the week. Right now, though, you can stay where you are. We'll be right back.